Good evening, gentlemen. This is S.I.R. That is S.I.R. I understand that there have been some rumors going around about certain contractors and contract teams disappearing on some of our recent contracts. I would advise you not to bother listening to such nonsense. Keep your eyes on the money. Speaking of which, we have a new client for you all lined up. He writes in to say,
I'm Howard Frendle, manager and CEO of a mining company based in Australia. Mining core isn't glamorous perhaps, but it's our lifeblood and everyone needs it. Recently we've been having problems. It's been going on for weeks. I've had handfuls of men just up and disappear right on the job site. Maybe it's to do with that new area we just dug into. The details aren't important. Just get in there, find my missing workers so the families and the lawyers get off my back, and give me the green light so we can start up the operation again. I heard that you are competent and very discreet. I hope these both are true if you hope to see your payment.
Gentlemen, this man does not understand the nature of the supernatural, nor does he have any reason to. It would be to our advantage to keep it that way. Whether this matter warrants our attention remains to be seen, but as long as his checks clear, we will humor him.
Wherever you were during the day, maybe your office or at home or in the library.
In the park. Catching bugs.
Wherever. Well, you had to be somewhere with a computer though, because you have to click ready for job. With your phone, whatever.
No, I better activate the refrigeration then.
All of you have selected ready for job, and in a moment, just in our previous arcs, you are suddenly, without any sensation of movement, now find yourself in a sort of arid climate. It's very, very hot here, and very dry. You're sort of on the top of a, without putting too fine a point on it, a giant hole.
On top of a hole?
When you're on the edge, like the rim.
Okay.
And you can see there's like makeshift ladders and stairs that go down into this large crevice. Around the rim in which you stand, you can see a couple of pavilions, some that obviously look like outhouses or public washrooms, others that are obviously like the foreman's site, like a place where they would stop to have lunch. This is very obviously like a construction zone, which you would expect, since that you are here to investigate something at a coal mine.
So what do we have on right now?
Nothing? No, okay.
Oh,
yeah,
the one
it's
suit
like
that's in style everywhere.
yeah, it's hot down here. You don't no, it's okay. So you are wearing basically work overalls, very simple t-shirt underneath, classic like denim overalls over top, and you are wearing like steel-toed boots. You have hard hats.
Work environment.
And in front
Are they
of you.
bright yellow, by any chance?
Yeah.
Bright yellow. Okay.
Yeah, right yellow. Yeah.
Our usual PD. Oh, that's gonna be the box probably.
And then in front of each of you is the usual sort of Amazon box taped.
With our names on
with
each?
your names on each.
I open up mine.
Yeah.
Hello, gentlemen and ladies. Pleasure to meet you. It seems that I'm the project manager today. Let's all work well together, shall we? What did you get in your care packages?
I just hope this guy's gonna be nice to me, because I can't handle if he's gonna not. I don't have.
Gil, isn't it?
So what? No, sorry.
Your care package is waiting for you.
Oh yes.
Why don't you open that right up?
Sure.
Sorry, I think I missed your name in the briefing.
Marquise.
Marquise. Oh, what a nice name. Very nice, very beautiful. I don't think I've met you before.
Vaslov Kozlowski.
Totally don't.
Oh, nice to meet you, Vaslov.
Sorry, I meant Klosowski. It's very hard to pronounce sometimes.
There's nothing I'm comfortable with in this
I would
box,
find it so
unless-
too.
It's not what I'm looking for.
Okay, I'm opening my box.
Yeah. Inside the box, you find a pair of nylon gloves, the kind you would wear for construction work or gardening or something like that.
Do they have a rubber palm
Yes.
for gripping?
Okay.
You find a flashlight.
Now, is this a
What
flashlight?
kind of flashlight?
I was gonna say, is it a regular like torch? Is it like the L-shaped one? Is it one you can put to your helmet?
This is like a long, like 2-1, like the
Like a
cops
mag
would have
light?
kind of thing.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
And
plastic.
Have some weight to it.
Metal exterior.
Yes.
So
solid
like
heft.
Yes.
a mag light. Like you
Heavy.
could beat people over the head with it.
Yes.
That's what cops do.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So you could whack someone in the face with them and do something.
Expect to break some teeth.
Hashtag don't
Yeah.
hurt us.
Yeah. It's battery operated.
Do we have a holster or a large pocket on our overalls for it?
Yeah. There's a little where you put
Utility
like a
thing?
utility thing for
Okay.
hammers or something like that. So you also have our usual go-tos, the earpiece, which we always get, and a small little Palm Pilot style thing for receiving messages and taking notes. And you also have a pick,
Oh,
Pick.
like a pickaxe?
like a pickaxe, like a
Double
Just
sided?
a
miniature
pick
one.
or a pickaxe?
Not a pickaxe, just a pick, just
Oh,
one side.
okay. Single-sided, small
Yeah.
metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like maybe forearm length.
Does it look well used or does it look new?
No, they're new.
Gil hefts it over his head and looks at it and the gleaming. It's light, right?
Yeah.
Gleaming light above. It's just like
It's daytime, noonish probably, 1 o'clock.
It's been a while since I've had to hold one of these. It almost makes me feel like a bug, but it's not the same.
Well, ladies, gentlemen, let's see if we can find the foreman and get started.
In the nearest building, sort of leaning up against it, like smoking a cigarette, you can see
In
a
a
guy
coal
who's
mine.
in. Well, he's not in
Outside.
the coal mine; they're on the edge. But yes.
Well, if this place blows up, we know who to blame.
Yeah.
the gases are filtered out with the
he's
ventilation
sitting.
holes.
He's sitting there. Overalls. His overalls are cut off just above the knee, like he's taking scissors to them. Big hairy,
Stylish.
big hairy fellow. 6 foot. Stained all over from top to bottom.
Sooty?
With what,
Soot?
mustard?
Just dust and.
He really
and
loves
stuff.
his mustard. Okay.
Hard
people
hat
do.
sitting on the floor next to him with like an
I
open,
wouldn't joke.
with like an opened lunchbox, half-eaten sandwich, banana peel,
Sand.
cocaine.
Oh, very nice. Pass them over, please.
Yeah.
Palliative care.
And he notices you. Sort of looks like he was like just staring up, kind of at this guy. Comes out of whatever daze he was in and pulls a cigarette out of his mouth. Oi, you the hired blokes going down the mine?
Yes, we're the hired blokes and blokess.
Gil is looking around constantly, like scanning the environment for any kind of insect in sight.
Right.
And he's
well,
doing this through the course of the conversation.
Right. The man motions to the building he's leaning on. Right. Well, Mr. Friendo's waiting for you inside.
Oh, thank you very much.
Friendo.
What did you say your name was?
Herman Yale. Foreman.
Excellent, Herman. Before we go to meet with Mr. Friendo, is there anything you can tell us about the disappearances?
Well, if I know what's going on, creepy as hell, that's for sure.
Or what is it that makes it so creepy? Do people not normally disappear in a coal mine?
Well, yeah, but we hear a cave-in or some kind of explosion or support structure. These things just poof, they go down this new tunnel we opened up and they don't come back out.
So it is different from the one that was happening a couple of years ago, where all the guys were. Well, that was a cave-in. They had to get robots for that one.
Yeah, see, most times these kind of mines collapse, you hear something about it. These guys just up and disappear.
Did you find any of their belongings?
No, nothing. It's like they never hear.
Maybe they go through an invisible door.
Something invisible down there, that's for sure.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm going to leave my pick with you here, and I'll come back and claim it in just a moment.
I can take that.
I can take that from him and hold on to it for him.
Oh, alright.
Thank you. I'm just.
I don't want him to get pick envy or anything.
Just trying to help.
So Gray walks up to the door leading into the building and knocks on it gently and politely.
Oh, the guy leans over the corner again. Oh yeah, by the way, no smoking on the premises. And goes back to leaning on the wall.
That's a very good rule for safety reasons. Everyone should probably observe it.
And then from the inside you hear, yeah, who is it?
It's, your contractors.
Oh, yes, of course. And you hear him, like, kind of get out of his chair, and papers getting knocked around. Bugger. So he unlocks, like, you hear him unlock like 6 locks.
He is taking forever. I cannot stand this.
And then he opens the door. Oh, hello! He stops for saying,
This man is not what I expected.
you look tall in the pictures, so whatever. Come in.
Gray has to duck in order to get underneath of the door. Oh, really?
I know I'm working, but I'm very uncomfortable.
Cool, have a seat. He motions over
Somebody I'm
to...
not even sure of.
He motions over to the desk, and you can see besides the office chair that he obviously sits in, there's only one other chair. It's like, have a seat. And he sits back in his lounge
Mr.
chair.
Taggart, why don't you take a seat? You seem to be rather distressed.
It
must be the heat getting to you. Sit down.
No,
there you go.
it is not.
So,
I've already
Mr.
sat in the chair.
Oh,
Mr. Frendel,
Okay.
what was it that
she
you
took my chair.
have for us today?
I mean, it's not an issue.
Mr. Howard
It's the
Frendel.
ladies first.
Wow. Background commentary the entire time.
Howard Frendel is definitely acclimatized to air-conditioned office spaces and not outdoor cave
This man is not what
facilities.
I expected.
He is dressed in a business suit, basically tie, dress shoes, everything. He has 3 mats near the door that he's replaced throughout the day. You can see the dirty ones off the side where he's obviously shucking off every bit of dirt he's possibly collected on his shoes every time he has to go outside.
Sure.
And you can
He's
see...
not a man used to getting himself dirty.
Yeah, and in a single bead of sweat drips down his face, he's got a cloth there to wipe it away kind of thing.
What does he have on his desk?
Just stacks of papers and folders and
Any
things like that.
drinks, foods?
He's got a half-drunken glass of lemonade kind of thing.
Except he has one less stack of paper because when we walked in, Vasilov took that stack of paper, moved it, and sat on the desk.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. He probably didn't notice. This is a
He,
man who's in
he
his
had to kind of jump up a little bit. It's kind of short.
He looks at you for a second. Okay, well, whenever you're ready, you can head down. Mr. Yale has agreed to show you into the caves.
As he's talking, Gil is reaching over the desk
What do you want?
and takes the half-drink of lemonade.
Hey, son, that's mine. What are you doing?
It,
What's wrong with you? Didn't your mother teach you how to talk to strangers?
my mother is dead.
Oh, I bugger you, eh? Anyways, right, Mr. Yale's gonna take you down to the coal mines, show you around, and when you feel like you're ready, which should be soon, by the way. I want to try to get back up and running by tomorrow afternoon. Take you down the elevator to the new area. That's when all the shit's been rearranged.
Absolutely. Just a few questions before we engage upon your contract.
He stares at. He makes a big deal of rolling his eyes and staring at his watch. All right, I suppose.
Excellent. So my first question is, when did people start disappearing?
Oh, Carl, about a week ago, when we opened up the new section.
Good. When did you open up the new section?
About a week ago, didn't I just say that?
I see. And you sent people down it immediately?
Well, yeah, time's money.
And have you tried sending anything that's not a person down it, say a drone, such as you might use for rescuing people from a cave-in?
A drone? What am I, made of gold? I don't have drones out here. You know how many forms I have to fill in to request drone rescuers?
Not
It's not
that
a big
many.
deal.
It's urine. Never mind.
And have you spoken with any other authorities about any of this?
Well, no, if the cops get involved and we got red tape everywhere, and who knows when we're...
There are no
understand
aerospace laws here that would affect drone travel.
I understand from the briefing that the families and the lawyers are already on your back in some way.
Oh, well, they're asking questions. We've just told them that they're injured and nursing their injuries right now.
In the United
thinks
States
they're on
and
the front as
Canada,
well.
in the United States and Canada, the laws in the airspace would matter for flying a drone, but in not here. Especially not in a private property area like a mine shaft.
Do you ever stop talking?
I was really thirsty. I wanted that lemonade.
Thank you, Mr. Taggart. Your input has been taken on board.
Crikey, you pull you guys out of a retirement home or something?
Mr. Frendel, you have to understand that our position, of course, is that we would not like to disappear, but we'd also like to figure out what it is that prompted the beginning of the disappearance. Can you think of anything else besides simply sending them down this new shaft that might have I don't know, preceded these events?
Well, no, not really. This is a new venture for us. This area of, the country, the landscape hasn't been explored that well, and there's been some people telling us that we're not supposed to go this deep.
This deep? Is this unusual for coal mining, or mining in general?
Gil is bored and walks outside to go look for bugs.
Is he?
I'm sure he's just reconnoitering. Please go on.
Okay, whatever. Well, no, this depth is standard issue for most coal mining operations, but this area is supposedly hazardous or something. Maybe there's I don't know.
Hazardous in what way?
Oh, well, there's been reports of tremors, very minor tremors, over the last decade or so in this relative area.
But no cave-ins?
Oh, no, nothing like that.
Oh.
Honestly, we're sitting on a gold mine. But not literally, of course, it's coal.
What prompted you to open this tunnel?
This is my business. I got to compete with 3 major coal mining industries in this province alone, let alone all of the continent.
But this specific tunnel, was there any markings, any sense that there was something down here? What led you to open this particular tunnel in this particular direction? Yes, come in, please.
It is very hot outside.
I could not find anything.
This is true, come in.
And he steps in.
Well, he stares a really long time at Taggart. Well, it's funny, I never gave it much thought, but I kind of just felt like I had to,
Ah, almost like you were compelled to. There was something too interesting to allow to sit.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Ah, I see. Interesting. Thank you very much for sharing these details with us. Do you have anyone who's been down that tunnel or in that direction we could talk with before we go?
Well, Yale's the only one who's ever who has the balls anymore to go that far down now.
Ah, I see. Well, then we will look forward to speaking with him further, and of course you when we complete our mission.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Okay, you can go now. I got lots of. He stares at some paper and grabs a random stack off it. Lots of paperwork to do.
Don't think you want to grab that one.
He starts drawing random numbers on it.
Okay, I
I
stand
forgot
up.
I was Russian.
And I don't know what accent that was.
I believe he was trying to kick us out.
Yes, I think you're correct, Mr. Taggart. Let's be kicked out, shall we? Everyone, please.
Thank you, sir.
I was just outside.
I jump off the desk, grab a random stack of paper, plop it right down where I was sitting.
Like
And
with
then-
your hands?
Yes.
Oh.
Like, bloop. And then walk out the door.
After all of you, ladies, gentlemen.
I hang behind for a second with you. How did we end up with these people?
Oh, what kind of people?
I am standing right next to you.
Did I know you were there? Okay.
That's great.
Never mind. I'll leave.
Mr. Taggart, after you, please.
You are the leader, you go first.
I could, but as the leader, I order you to go first, if you don't mind.
Yes.
And he walks out.
Well done. I close the door behind me.
Yale has now got his lunchbox packed up, hard hat back on. He's obviously waiting for you to come back outside.
You did not talk to me when I came out the first time.
No, he was still eating his sandwich or whatever.
Everybody is rude to me.
Hello, Mr. Yale. I think we're ready to engage in this endeavor.
Excellent. Right down this way. It's a little tricky. No handrails or anything like that, so watch your step.
Very well, you
Take it
first.
slow. Oh, it's creaky as a bugger anyway, so don't be worried about it. The bridge has never collapsed before.
Gil hands your pick back to you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Taggart.
It was getting heavy. I had 2 of them.
You'll have to walk single file. Once we get in the cave, you can stand 2 abreast, but for now you'll have to walk single file.
Gray leads.
I'm second.
I push you all down. No.
Wow.
Can I roll to find a bug?
Sure.
That's a 9!
Yeah, okay, you're fine about it. Land or flying?
Well, I'm looking for kind of the first thing, so flying would enter.
Okay,
my...
so the Australian equivalent of like a housefly, buzzes by, lands on your shoulder.
But it's huge.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Apartment fly.
Yes, of course.
Hello, Mr. Fly. I appreciate the fact that you are here. I am not very aware of the Australian biomes, but I would very much appreciate it if you do not somehow kill me.
No food.
No food?
Uninteresting. The fly does that really creepy, horrible, rubby thing it does.
I apologize that I am not food. Is there anything further? You're only a fly. You'd only been alive for probably a day. Is there anything that you could tell me about anything at all that you would know?
Hot. No food here.
That is unfortunate.
And it flies away. So you're being led down this sort of wooden staircase. He really was not lying about there being creaky. And eventually, after about 15 minutes or so, the sun departs from you, and you are now underground.
I'm gonna switch on my flashlight.
Okay.
I will not.
Daniel's already got his out.
I'm going to put my... Is there like a pocket in these overalls in the front?
Yes, yeah, I mentioned that. They would have like
I'm
where
going to
they
drop
put utility
the
things.
pick into the pocket,
Yeah.
rather gingerly with the head down,
Yeah.
and pull out my flashlight as well.
You now have a pickpocket.
And I'm gonna kind of point it around the cave.
Oh, I got that.
I am dragging the pick across the ground because
Causing
it is,
sparks.
I mean, not sparks, but definitely like behind me.
Oh, good God! Will you stop dragging it like that?
It is a little heavier than I expected.
Put it in your pocket. Are you daft or something?
I put it in my pocket because I'm daft or something.
This is not a punk as well.
These pockets are cumbersome. It has pick and flashlight in the same thing.
Mr. Taggart, perhaps you'd like to withdraw your flashlight and use it at this point, since it is dark.
Watch your
Maybe I
step.
could
I don't want anyone slipping.
Maybe I can attract moths. Click.
Smell that? You get used to it after a while. Sulfur and methane and all that.
It
Oh, is
smells
that
like
what we're smelling?
smells like papa.
Oh, what, does your papa eat shit every night?
I do not like to talk about what happens in his bedroom.
Wow. Oh, God. You know what? I regret ever agreeing to this. But let's keep going.
It sounds like you have a very interesting life story, Mr. Taggart. I would love to hear it sometime.
Fortunately for you all, that was a joke.
Oh. Well, that's okay.
I am competent in some ways. Please do not underestimate me.
He starts leading you down
No promises.
an intertwining series of tunnels, a left here and a right here and then a left and then a straight forward and a fork, and every half an hour or so he sort of formally stops for a moment to ask if anyone needs to rest or anything like that.
Does anyone need a rest?
Do we
Little
have
break?
any water down here?
Oh, well, he looks around his shoulder. Well, I've got my canteen, I guess we can share it. I didn't think we'd really be down here that long. Nobody else is down this far, though. They all stick to the surface area, and Mr. Frendel gave them all the day off when you showed up.
So does that mean that we're, in fact, the only group down in this coal mine entirely?
Yes, besides me, you four are the only buggers down here.
Yeah.
That is
all alone.
incredibly
Yes.
irresponsible.
And then finally, after about 45 minutes,
Oh, that's a lot of sentences.
he leads you to a little alcove. The cave sort of stops here. There's a ledge. There's quite a sheer cliff down, but there's a little like crank elevator on a cable
Right.
that leads down to obviously the lower area. And he points over the ledge. You can't really see it. The flashlights aren't powerful enough to see to the bottom. He says, "All right, well, this is the fun part. I'll only take the elevator down, and once we get off, we'll be at the entrance of the tunnel."
About how deep will we be at the entrance to the tunnel, Mr. Yale?
Ooh, I'd probably say we're hitting the mile mark, probably.
As this conversation's going on, I'm using my flashlight to look around. Can I roll awareness to see if the rope's frayed or anything?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yay.
That is a significant depth.
That's a 6.
6, okay. The rope looks to be in decent repair.
Is it just a rope or is it a cable?
It's a cable, like it's a cable pulley system. It's on like a pulley that's
So it's
latched on.
it's good. It's not new, but it's not old.
It's tied to one of the walls up here, and so
It's good enough.
yeah,
Okay.
it's secure. This is obviously you've been used before, and
Are you intending on escorting us down there?
yeah, I'll take you to the bottom of the elevator, and that's about it for me.
That would be more than adequate, Mr. Yale. Just point us in the right direction.
Hopefully the elevator stays good because the cable's fine.
Oh, I use this elevator every day. Well, except for the last week, of course. I've been down here.
Famous last words.
You know he go back up on elevator, yeah?
Famous last words.
Alright, so he's already on. Step
I
in,
don't think
step
you would
in.
actually be very famous, Mr. Taggart, Gray says as he walks in.
How
Because
many-
there's
The
no one here to
elevator-
record
The
me.
elevator sways a little bit as each of you step on.
Yeah, I'm not stepping on purpose.
Okay.
Because, boy, did I not want to. Gil Taggart does not like heights. How
Mr.
far-
Gill, in fact, this isn't a height at all, but a depth.
How long is the trip and what is the weight rating on this elevator?
Oh, elevator can carry about 8 burly blokes outside.
I pick up Gil because I'm behind him and walk onto the
Oh,
elevator.
but Jesus.
Great. Whatever works. And he closes the little gate, like you have like on a garden gate kind of thing. He closes it, latches it.
Gil tenses up kind of like if you hold a dog. Just completely like straight, like
I do not like this.
And he pulls down on like a lever. And as long as he keeps his hand down, the elevator goes down a little slow.
You know, even though that's a tiny door, I could kick it.
Please do not. Also put me down. I do not like this.
I feel like this would be the wrong time for kicking.
But it'd
But-
be so good.
All that in reserve, you never know when it might come in handy.
There's a jerk from the cable, and he lets go of the lever a second, and the elevator comes to a stop.
Problems, Mr. Yale?
Oh, no, I just heard something.
Oh?
Don't do this to me.
He
What
leans
was
up.
it?
He
It
leans
is-
up to look in the cable. Pulls out his flashlight. All right. No, that's
Please.
okay.
Please do not do this to me.
Can any of us also roll? Did we pay attention? I'm staring at the ceiling for Christ's sake.
Yeah, it's fine.
Mr.
Yeah,
Gray
with the flashlight's out, you don't see
seems
anything.
strangely unworried about anything.
And he continues with the lever again.
But we still get this ominous presence.
And it's a slow, agonizing trip down. But
Don't
about
worry, ladies and gentlemen, everything will be fine.
How
What
are you
about
strong
40
enough to hold me?
But about 40 or 50 feet from the ground, you can start to hear what is essentially a breeze. There is a constant,
Like a whistling.
there's no
Motion.
ebb to it, like it doesn't go,
It's
It's
constant.
a constant.
it's just constant out.
Mr. Yale, I seem to be hearing almost the sound of wind. I don't suppose there's some sort of engine or motor or ventilation at work here.
No, it's coming from the tunnel.
Coming from the tunnel.
Yep.
You mean when the tunnel was opened, there was this sound of wind?
Yeah. One of the boys thought it was, there's like an underground lake or something. Maybe
I
a
was
hole
going to
further
suggest
along.
There were ventilation holes, and I could see them to make sure that we did not immediately die if fire broke out. But that does not bode well for us.
Oh,
No.
we haven't had a fire down here yet.
Now, is it
Famous
actual
last
wind
words.
or is it just sound of wind?
No, the boys who have, scouted the edge of the tunnel, they definitely feel a draft. It's not big or anything, we're not on the edge of the ocean or anything like that, but yeah, definitely, light spring day breeze kind of thing. It's
Oh,
the
my-
weirdest thing.
My character puts you down now.
I have bad feeling about this.
Did we,
Curious.
in the briefing, did we find out if this is a coastal, like is this place close to the coast?
No,
or is it's
not at all.
inland?
Interior.
Not at all.
Like
Inland.
dead mainland?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. We're in the fucking middle of Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, no.
That's why these guys are like hillbillies.
Yeah.
Well, and
Nobody
why,
lives
why
in
we
the
land in
middle.
the
It's
desert?
because it's
Well,
the
that's where you
portal
do the
to hell.
mining.
Yeah.
I should have.
Pick talking to spiders.
And then the elevator comes to a thump at the bottom of the thing. All right, well, we've arrived. He sort of weasels around to whoever's nearest to the gate, and he opens it again, but on the other side this time. So, like, the elevator descended this way against the rock face,
Oh, I see.
and so now you have to exit the opposite direction.
Very well.
So he's unlatched it, he's opened it. Well, and he kind of sheepishly steps back to the back where the lever is. Well, gentlemen, ma'am, look forward to resolving
So what are
it.
we seeing?
Yeah.
Please do not leave us. I feel uncomfortable.
You can see you are at sort of a three-pronged fork. The left and right end almost immediately.
Okay.
They continue for about 15, 20 feet and then just end in cul-de-sacs.
Right.
And in the center continues on down at sort of a slope. Not in like a steep drop, like sliding your bum kind of thing.
But a slow.
But a hill grade. And you can definitely feel as you step off the elevator this very light but continually constant breeze coming out from this tunnel.
Is it a cool breeze, a warm breeze?
Warm, yes.
Oh.
Summer day or spring? Or...
Yeah, spring day, like you
Okay.
said.
So wait, going down or coming at us?
The breeze is coming at you.
Not unpleasantly warm, but definitely not cold.
Yeah. And
Is there any... I mean, aside from the smell of coal, because we're in a coal mine, is there any, like, smell to
On the
this
breeze.
breeze?
Methane?
No.
Like, not salty?
Not really, no.
No, it's
it's
just-
a little... you ever read a really old book?
Mm-hmm.
It's got almost that kind of...
The musty
Like
smell.
vapory.
Yeah,
Okay.
like a must to it.
Degrading.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yale steps trepidatiously off the elevator and sort of points towards the sloped tunnel. Well, that's the entrance there. And he stares at it for a second, kind of, and he kind of like narrows his eyes, grits his teeth. That's as far as I've come in the last week or so.
Have you ever been any further than this, Mr. Yale?
I've been to the bottom of the slope and back up. That's about it.
What's waiting for us at the bottom of the slope?
Well, hopefully the miners have disappeared, right?
How about you show us?
Nah, but my pay grade, I'm afraid, Mr. Sir.
If you leave,
I
you
give him a
remove-
hard pat forward.
If you leave, you remove our only chance of egress from this area, and that's not what we are getting paid for.
Oh,
either.
no. I'm not leaving the cave or anything. I'm going to bring the elevator back up to the top, and when you guys are done, I'll lower it back for you.
If it takes that much goddamn longer for the thing to go up and then down, that will not be good for us. Survival is
Okay,
an issue.
he throws his hands up. Okay, right, you know what? I don't really care. I'll just sit in the elevator and wait for you to come back. But I sure in hell ain't going down that tunnel again.
That
That's
will
fair.
be acceptable, Mr. Yale. If you would just wait here, you can even pull the safety cage across.
Fantastic. And he runs in, closes the safety cage, and sits on the floor on his bum. Crosses his arms.
We'll be back shortly, I have no doubt.
Yeah, great, whatever.
Taggart leads over to Goodman Gray and says, "That guy almost really fucked us there.
Perhaps, but I'm certain everything will be fine.
He also might die."
This is always a possibility.
I'm leaning over. I'm assuming that it's leaning over height, the cage.
Yeah.
I'm saying, you know, sir, wouldn't you feel safer with us? There's more of us and there's only one of you.
Nothing on heaven or earth, ma'am, is going to get me back in that tunnel again.
At the very least, if we disappear, you would see what happened.
Oh yes, that would be a great comfort, just before I disappear as well.
We'll be looking forward to seeing you back here very shortly, Mr. Yale.
Yes, absolutely.
Sir, if this is about money, I can give you half of the portion that I am receiving for this job if you decide to come with us. I'm going to roll persuasion for that.
Okay.
Whoa. How is he charismatic?
Oh, like,
He talks to things. It makes sense to me.
All
I told
the
him-
time.
I told him to go with charisma.
that's 2 7s.
Okay.
Wow.
I do not require money as much as you may believe, so this may be beneficial for you to help us, if this is about the money.
All right. I'll go down to the bottom of the slope and show you the tunnel that our last team was investigating before they disappeared. How about that?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Oh, how helpful. Thank you, Mr. Taggart, for convincing him.
Okay. He gets back out of the elevator and he goes to the edge of the cave and looks down. You should watch your step. It's slippery.
Slippery.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, and he takes a step and you can hear like a light splash. Not like a slurp sound, but just like the cave had been dripping or something. Well, surfaces are always often slippery when wet.
What would cause the surface to be wet down here? I don't seem to see any source of condensation.
No, and the ceiling of this tunnel is not that high actually. For those of you who are quite tall, you maybe only have about a foot of clearing. You don't have to duck,
Oh, okay.
but you have about a foot maybe. So you can lift up your hand and touch the ceiling.
But you probably still duck out of like.
Out of reflex.
Out of habit. Yeah. Yale brushes the side of the cave, and you can see little drops of moisture coming from the sides.
It seems that you have moisture coming through the cave walls. Is there some sort of deposit of water above or around?
Well, like I said, a couple of us figured there must be some kind of underwater spring.
Are you saying that a thorough geological survey was not done of this area before you started to dig?
Well, Mr. Frendel said it would take too long.
Gil cocks his head to one side a little bit and taps a little bit at the ceiling with his pick.
Feels like rock. Or sounds like it anyways.
Solid, not hollow?
No.
No sound of reverberation?
Interestingly solid enough, even though moisture is coming through. If I rolled academics, would I be able to tell what kind of rock it is?
Sure.
Yay!
Assuming you roll well.
That's a 6 and a 5.
Okay. You don't recognize the rock.
I'm not sure what kind of rock it is,
Yeah.
which is odd.
I'm gonna collect some moisture, like just on my fingers, and smell it.
It's got that same sort of musty smell you're getting from the breeze, and the breeze is staying consistent. It isn't getting any stronger as you descend the slope,
Okay.
but it's always there.
And like shining a flashlight on, is it just clear like water? Is it any more viscous?
No, it's just, yeah, it's called more like,
If it's picking up kind of sediment or something.
yeah, I mean, it's got a bit of a soup to it,
Yeah.
but no, it's watery, definitely,
Okay.
not thick or anything.
Alright.
Water-esque.
Water-esque.
Okay, I wipe it off on my overalls.
Well, Mr. Yale, after you, and watch your step.
And he descends the slope.
Right, we make our way carefully down.
Yeah. Oh boy, this place gives me the heebie-jeebies, let me tell you.
What is that like?
What?
The heebie-jeebies.
No, it's like the feeling I'm getting right now. You're not scared, Mr. Whatever, sir?
Well, that's an interesting question. Are we almost there? The slope has been going on for some time.
There is a constant noise, so it is much more comforting than the room they put me in that one time.
He brings you down to the bottom of the slope, and there are two paths. One to the left, one straight forward, and one sort of right/north, sort of northeast. And he shines the flashlight down both. It just looks like the same sort of nondescript cave walls, but the hue here is different. Whereas, the other walls up above and at the front of this tunnel were sort of blackened and silver and like dark silver. This area is brighter, almost like a gray. He shines the flashlight down both ends. There isn't anything visible down either hallway. Take your pick.
So they don't bend off in either direction, it's just that the light of the flashlight doesn't reach to the ends.
Yeah.
Shades off into grey and continues.
Yeah. Take your pick. I believe the last time we sent down here went straight forward.
North.
Yeah, north. Don't know what that. And he points to the northeast. Don't know what's down that tunnel. You only lose 2 teams before you stop coming down here,
In
right?
terms of the wind, does it seem like it's coming from either tunnel or both?
Both.
Equally?
Equal?
It's a little stronger to the northeast direction, but not by much. You only can tell if you facing directly on
Or
it.
If you
like-
licked
like
your
a
finger.
Yeah. Oh, it just.
Yeah,
Brainwaves.
yeah,
Picking them up. It's Wi-Fi.
yeah. It's interfering with the microphone signal. That's fine. You just listen back to this episode. Just.
Do not adjust your set. This is the tour.
Horizontal and vertical.
Well, take your pick, folks.
This guy has said the same thing 3 times.
Like I promised, and he finds himself a little rock to sit on, but there isn't anything. In fact, there are no rocks, nothing
completely
coming
smooth.
out of the walls. Everything here has been smoothed away, as if someone has taken care to etch it that way.
Speaking of the tunnels, Mr. Yale, it seems that the tunnels are suspiciously smooth. Is it your usual practice to make them quite so well machined?
No,
It looks as if it has been eroded by water, but this is.
He touches the wall.
Something a little more.
Yeah, definitely. No, the tunnels were already like this when we came down.
They were like this when you came down.
Yeah.
So you did not, in fact, make these tunnels, but just opened onto these tunnels.
That's right.
Dug
Yeah.
into tunnels that already existed.
Hmm?
You dug into tunnels that
Already existed. That's right.
Already-
We knocked down the wall that led into the slope we just walked down. We knocked down the wall thinking it was another corridor, and we found this.
like a big empty vein.
How curious. And what was it that led you to knock down the wall?
Well, this is the site. I mean, it looks weird, but we've been told that we have other roads down here.
I thought you told me that Mr. Frendel thought a geological survey would take too long.
Oh yeah, well, Fendel didn't do a formal geological survey, but he was tipped off by an associate of his.
An associate, you say?
Yes.
Would this associate be a pair of sticks that form into one stick?
I don't catch your drift.
It's
well, how about...
it's called a dowsing rod. It shows you where water.
Thank
well,
you,
the
Mr.
idea-
Target. It was a
It's
joke.
supposed to be
On
some
the
kind of
topic
magic, but it
of-
doesn't work like that.
I was wondering if you might explain who this contact was. Maybe just expand upon the associate aspect.
Bugger if I know, I wasn't there.
I'm seeing a pattern here. You're all rather incompetent, aren't you? Well, Mr. Yale, if you wouldn't mind waiting for us at the bottom there, we'll be rather put out if you were to move the elevator. And I think you would regret the outcome of that. So we'll look forward to seeing you at the bus.
Mr.
Right,
Gray,
yes,
if
absolutely.
if I
Goodbye.
may, this
Just
is
walking up.
this is just a man who knows where the money is going and that is in his own pocket. He has no control over who is doing what above him.
You are quite right. It's wrong for me to take it out on you.
And you
Mr.
might
Yale,
have
please
just-
forgive me. And don't forget that Mr. Taggart has promised you half of his take on the mission.
Sure.
But of course you'll only get that if we find you waiting
Right,
for
well,
us.
he's halfway up the slope, so he shouts back, "Okay, see you later. Good luck, folks."
He is not getting his money.
You hear his steps for a little bit longer, and then
Oh, I'll be terribly surprised if he's still alive when we get back.
That is.
In
I
any
don't like
case,
that.
While
so-
standing around is great and all.
Oh, I haven't been standing around. I've
Any
been
just kind
looking
of
around and
motions?
looking at rocks and looking at the floor and looking at the ceiling, and now I'm gonna stick my
like, "Watch,
arm.
look at you."
Oh God! I'm gonna stick my arm down the right hand tunnel,
Okay,
just
okay.
like.
And it disappears. No, I'm just kidding.
Marquise,
down the right
have
hand-
you drawn any conclusions based on your observations? I hope
well,
you don't mind
the
me
right
calling
hand
you
tunnel, right?
Marquise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the wind, like I said, is stronger down this corridor. But otherwise,
Nothing has happened. I stuck my arm in the tunnel.
no.
It
Well, I
seems
haven't
that your arm is
disappeared.
still attached and you haven't disappeared. It's true.
I rolled a 5 on bug search.
We're in
Not even
a
here.
coal mine. There's
Hold
no-
on. That doesn't mean he's not looking. Not even a bit flying past my face. Okay.
There's as many
There
bugs.
hasn't been
There's
since we
actually
got to the bottom,
replicators
right?
down
There
here.
hasn't been
A
any.
mile
no,
down
you
is
saw,
a little bit below
yeah,
the
you
level
saw,
they're usually.
Right, you saw the odd bug come in when you came in,
No
Unless-
food.
but
unless
as
they
soon
come
as you
in.
came down the elevator, you haven't seen anything.
I think we're more likely to find a gun.
Yeah.
You can hope.
You can hope not.
Okay,
Spell
so
come
I'm
with the
gonna
arm.
do the hokey pokey. Put my right leg in.
Okay.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I do
Okay.
not understand what is happening here.
I'm gonna just walk down the cave. I just assumed we were going this way.
That seems just as good a way to me as any Marquise.
Are you sure we did
Any
not want to
objections?
maybe split up just in case?
No, I think that is a bad idea. We
That-
can always double back and check the other path together if we wish.
That is true, but there's nothing stopping us from just doing both at the same time.
Vasilov follows Marquise.
I think it's best for the party to stay together for now.
You are the boss.
You two coming?
I believe so.
Okay, so you come down the right-hand corridor. It's huge. The flashlights they have given you really aren't sufficient for the level of darkness down here. Even the broadness of the tunnel widthwise is honestly enough for all four of you to stand single file widthwise if you'd like. You can decide how you're walking, but the flashlight doesn't even...
An amorphous blob because none of us are military trained.
The flashlight doesn't even quite fully illuminate the sides of the tunnel, never mind out in front of you.
Yeah.
So you figured the four of you could stand abreast next to each other and still be pretty comfortable, have enough room to put your arms out to the side kind of thing. The height of the tunnel hasn't changed though, just the width this way. And
So
it
it's
continues
gotten.
for some width.
Is it steadily getting wider as we're walking down, or is
Yes.
it okay?
Yes, there we go.
Pleasant. I prefer my 10-foot ceilings.
The only thing that's noticeable, if you look at the walls, there's still the same sort of condensation from some sort of water or liquid like that. The only noticeable difference now is your footsteps. The echo that you're getting from the bottom of the cave isn't quite the same.
Oh.
It's a little bit less hard. There's less echo to your steps.
Less
It's
echo
more
to our echo.
muffly,
Yeah.
so like being in a room with padded furniture as opposed to an empty room.
Yeah, like you're walking on carpet now.
Okay.
So as my character notices this, we have steel toes on, so he kind of like taps on the steel toes against the ground.
It feels solid. It's just muffled.
I'm gonna start turn around, start walking backwards, just kind of looking back. Just still looks the same, nothing.
Still looks the same.
No transition line.
Okay. So how long have we been walking now? How far have we gone?
10-15 minutes.
Ooh.
The tunnel continues to widen and widen, and as you approach the next sort of little small bend, there's a tremor. Not a big one, but just
I
like
can talk to it.
just like a shake, just a shake. It's just like
Shimmy, shimmy,
just enough that you notice it. Nobody falls over or anything like that, and there's nothing that falls from the ceiling or anything like that.
Australia is not
You
known
just
for
hear-
its earthquakes.
You just hear like a very
Constant?
very well, yeah, for a good 10-15 seconds or so, and then it stops again.
And then it starts again, or
Yeah, no, and then it stops. That's it. The only thing that you notice otherwise is during that about the 10 seconds the tremor happened, the breeze ceased, but now the breeze has returned.
Whatever that was, I'm not sure that was tectonic plates shifting.
I think you may well be right, Mr. Taggart. However, there's still no way to discover the actual cause without proceeding. And Goodman Gray continues to walk.
The floor continues to get more and more squishy, and the faint puddles become almost like walking through a place where it's been rained really hard. And as you come into the next section, which now widens into basically a cavern, like umbrella shaped almost, but sort of side,
A
like
dome?
slant, continues to slant this way, around, like it's still leading to something even wider. But this area by itself is cavern sized, and as you walk in, your steps become very just like,
slosh.
Bushy.
yeah. And looking down, you can see that the liquid here is like black. Still not like
If we were to
watery
touch it,
to the
okay.
touch, but now it's discolored, like mud or rain or
Okay.
like muddy rainwater.
Okay.
This may in fact just be fresh. The amount of sediment potentially in this liquid could contribute
Who has
to
the highest combined willpower
Like,
dots?
what do you mean?
I have
Like
two.
so, willpower plus all your dots in your skills.
That's
Who's
4.
got
I have
Four.
2.
4. Also 4, 2. Okay, so you two catch it. I will make you roll for it right now.
I'm not very smart or charismatic.
But you're
but
paying attention.
I'm paying attention to everything.
Both of you hear like a skittering sound just for a moment, and it vanishes, and it appears to be coming from above you.
Oh, maybe one of your friends, Mr. Taggart, somewhere above us.
Did you hear something?
My character kind of instinctively ducks a little.
Right.
Like,
Goodman Gray actually stretches up to his full height and sort of tries to get close to the source of the sound.
Right. Do you like brush your hand up against the top?
Yes.
Right.
Tickle, tickle.
As you brush along, whatever was there, if there was something there, isn't there. But as you bring your hand down, instead of the usual water condensation, the liquid that you find is this time is viscous and slimy.
Oh, distasteful. If I scrape it along the side of the wall, is the material there the same?
Yes.
The liquid there is still the same watery sort of liquid?
Yeah.
And if I put my hand back to where I found the viscous liquid,
It's still there, but thinner.
Would I have... Can I roll, I don't know, something to see if I would have seen anything like this in the Insect Kingdom?
Sure. Yeah.
Academics?
I don't
mean-
suppose this slime means anything to you,
Yeah,
Mr. Taggart.
Sure. Academics. Yeah.
That's a bot.
Oh, sorry.
I have never seen anything.
It looks
Let's-
blue.
Let me have a look at it.
Certainly.
I got a 9 and a 4.
9 and a 4. Okay. Your knowledge of the bug kingdom isn't extensive, but this doesn't look like anything you've seen. This isn't a snail or a slug or something. It's weird.
It looks like
And it's big. Whatever left this thing has to be like grapefruit sized.
goo.
Well, thank you for that scientific appraisal.
I don't know what she could have known about insects or anything that I fucking didn't. I apologize.
Everyone roll 1d10.
That's an 8. 8, baby.
4.
3,
Okay.
4.
Something drops onto your shoulder, Goodman Gray.
Oops.
The small thing has got 5 appendages, and they end in like curved little claws. They drop onto your shoulder, and then it for a second, and it jumps away. You catch it. It looks kind of like almost like a crab without a shell.
Speaking of trying to catch it, do I have a chance to smack it or slap it before it skitters away?
It's much too fast. It leaves little cuts in the fabric of your clothes from where it had landed. You hear something hit the wall, and then it's something skitter along the top.
Everyone, if you would accommodate me for a moment, flashlight in different directions, please.
And on the ceiling, you almost miss it, but it's like pulsating, blending into the color of the tunnel around you.
Nice.
It's this thing like, it looks kind of like a crab without its shell or something like that. Like it's naked. You can see like veins popping out, muscles contracting and releasing as the creature is moving across the thing. And it's got tendrils like fingers. And it's got this big bulbous, like almost
When you
like
say tendrils like fingers, they look like fingers?
they're literally like fingers, but long and silvery gray like the tunnel surface. And they end in these little like talons like a bird.
You do not have any exoskeleton or any kind of insect morphism, but can you understand me?
The center mass of it looks like the pulp of a grapefruit. Like it's just moist and mushy.
It's like exposed muscle.
And as it gets light shined on it from whoever gets there first, it stops and freezes in place.
Ah, interesting. Photophobic, perhaps?
I repeated my question.
You get no
Nothing.
response.
I do not think this is an insect.
Well, you would know, Mr. Taggart.
It's got fucking 5 legs. I don't know what it could be.
Could everyone else please focus the flashlight on it as well?
I do so.
I am paying attention to looking at other places to see if I can catch another one.
Fantastic. Then you see 2 more creatures that are very similar. The same sort of 5-fingered ending in claws. But these ones are the size of St. Bernards.
Oh.
And they skitter along the floor much more silently than our tiny grapefruit-sized friend, skittering across the mucky floor towards the 4 of you.
Oh, Mr. Taggart. Good show. Everyone, slow retreat, please.
I arm myself with my pick and raise it over my head.
The creatures stop as I don't know if someone tries like they stop and freeze themselves.
Well, obviously, Mr. Taggart hits them.
Yeah.
And
Take out
Gregory
light,
focuses.
yeah.
Please keep your light on our small friend over there, Marquise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very good. Let's study the inside, shall we?
And as you
geez.
pierce the one on the left, it splits open like a coconut, and the other one leaps up for you. So you need to roll agility. What did you get?
5 and a 2.
Okay, he gets you.
Ah, he gets me.
The creature is like enough to latch onto your torso, and it's the force of his landing isn't very hard. Like I said, he's very fleshy, but the claws on the ends nick into you.
Ow.
Enough so that you take an HP of damage.
As,
And now it's latched onto your chest.
as I watch this happen, I flip my pickaxe over, facing away, and I go for a golf swing.
Oh, again, across this way? Okay, go ahead. Precision, I guess.
Nice. That's a 9 and a 2.
Okay. Yeah, you get him off.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Tigers.
Your overalls rip a little bit as it clonks against
These goblins have seen better days.
the corridor and slinks down.
They seem rather fragile, don't they?
Keep a light shine on it.
His legs curl up like a spider would, and it stops moving.
Tiger runs over to it and starts hitting it a bunch with the pickaxe.
I go over to the small creature that Marquis was keeping the light on.
Right.
Stab it.
And it, like, sticks onto your pick.
So, I think we might have an answer to what it was that... Mr. Taggart, I think you've gotten it. Well done, though.
This is no insect. I have no love for it.
That makes perfect sense to me.
So,
On that topic,
because we've been, especially because he's been hacking at this thing, like, is it leaking, like, the same kind of
No,
goopy...
the moisture that's coming out of it matches the walls.
Okay, so it is the
it's a
same.
thin, water-like liquid.
Yeah.
Is it, like, the black kind of smoky one, or is it just...
Yes.
And it's not the mucusy.
No, it's not.
Do these look like natural creatures?
It's nothing you've seen, but they,
There are weird things in the world.
no, it looks like some kind of malformed crab or spider without a shell. But however, it's obvious to all of you that the colors of this creature were designed to blend into this coloring. Outside, in the regular coal mine, it would have stuck out like a sore thumb. Like it would have been silver on black.
Right.
But here, the only reason you were able to see it is because it was moving and you could see it sort of breathing.
Be rather difficult to spot. We'll need to keep our eyes open as we proceed.
Everybody faces a different direction back to back and points the flashlights in as much of an arc as we possibly can.
That's not a bad idea, but I think it would make it rather difficult for us to walk, since someone would have to walk backwards the whole time.
I volunteer.
All the same, I think that we can assume that our backs are safe for the moment, since nothing has come at us from them yet.
These things
And
climb
run
up
them
the
in an arc.
goddamn walls.
And that is why we should run them in an arc, like you say, but side by side. If something does come at us from behind, well, then we will find out, won't we?
Do the little, what are they called? The little pocket communicator notepad thingies, do they have, like, give off light?
No.
No. Okay.
Goodman Gray allows people to basically do whatever they want, but he just sort of runs his light in a lazy arc back and forth in front of him as he
The
continues.
swooshing sound gets heavier and heavier, and like by the time you get to the other side of this cavern into an even larger expanse, it's almost like you're walking through a swamp.
Are the walls still really smooth?
Yes.
How deep is it?
How deep is it? Oh, ankle height.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have seen movies like this.
Okay, I'm shining
Oh,
the
which
flashlight
ones?
around as I
I
go.
always miss out on them.
Well, I mean, they're not very good, but Kevin Bacon's in them, so
I love Kevin Bacon.
that's a really odd statement.
The breeze, of course, has been with you this whole time, but the musk in the air grows stronger and stronger as you approach this larger cavern. And there's another smell. If you had to guess, you'd guess that it was the smell of something burning. And as you come into the cavern, you can see something. Anyways, before you is a large crevice. The area, there's a circular, almost like aisle around this large hole. The width of the ramp is easily 25 feet around. It's almost a perfect circle. And then there's just sort of a bottomless drop into this sort of this bowl-shaped crevice. And from within this crevice, you can smell the most disgusting smell ever. The musk in here is turned up to 100, and it smells like decay Along one wall, you can just barely make out what looks like a person, but something's happened to them. And this person, who you can kind of recognize, he's still wearing the hard hat on his head, but the silvery lining of the cavern is around him, and parts of his body are inside the walls.
Almost
somehow.
melded to the walls.
Yes. And around his torso is almost what you would probably say is some kind of cocoon. His arms have been bound to his side, and he's not moving. It doesn't look like he's breathing either.
Does he look like ashen or bluish, or does he still
blackish,
look
decayed?
like? Does he still look fresh and blushed and
No, he
Alive.
definitely the life is not
he's
there.
dead? His eyes are open.
Yes, his eyes are open.
Ugh.
And do
In
they
terror.
react when I play the light across?
No.
Kevin Bacon could not dance his way out of this one.
The white silvery has gotten around his mouth and his nostrils as well.
Okay.
It does.
Marquise is holding her shirt kind of over her face.
And if you continue along this circular path, you find similar people.
Embedded in the walls.
Yes.
I believe we found our lost miners. What a grisly fate. He goes up close to one and plays his light across the eyes again.
I would not do that.
And the eyes move to focus on the light.
Oh dear me, still alive. How distressing. And he runs his finger across one section that seems to be embedded in the wall. What does it feel like?
It's like rubber.
Like rubber.
Yeah.
And when he runs across that and he reaches flesh again, what does their flesh feel like?
Like their skin, like normal.
Can he run his finger such that it goes underneath where it connects to the wall?
Yes.
Can he pull?
Yes, he can, but like it's got that elasticity to it.
It seems that, and is there skin still present underneath of the rubber as far as you can tell?
Yeah.
Like it
but-
hasn't been replaced by it.
No.
It just seems like it's been plastered over top
Yes.
to attach them to the wall.
Yeah.
Use the tip of your pick to pull it off for leverage.
Oh, why don't you do that? And I will watch.
This is not a good part in a horror movie.
And I do as he says, and I slip the pick under and I yank upwards.
And it rips off with a disgusting squelch sound. The little rubbery piece flops into the air and flops onto the floor and falls into the crevice. And around you, the corridor shakes again. The soft tremor you felt before, but this one doesn't let up.
That would be the incoming something or other, I think.
This is a goddamn graboid.
Let us return to a more defensible position.
And dozens of skittering sounds come from the crevice below you, as the same sort of crab creatures prowl out. However, these ones do not look fleshy at all, and are in fact covered in some sort of reflective carapace. And they're also the size of, motorcycles.
Back to the corridor, gentlemen, ladies. And Goodman Gray, as quick as his word, starts running with his long legs towards the corridor.
The miner gives out what you might consider a blood-curdling scream if he wasn't covered.
Right.
But it just comes out as a squeal. So you run back towards the way you came?
Yeah, back to the entrance, back to the corridor.
I'm sidestepping, running sideways. Flashlight pointed behind me. Well, beside me.
Right.
Yeah.
As you run back towards the narrow corridor that you came from,
Yes.
the walls around it sort of fold in as almost like flaps
Blech.
cover the opening back towards the sloped area.
So now we're in the smaller cavernous.
And it looks kind of like if you've ever seen images of like an eardrum or something like that.
It's closed up over that area, such that we're blocked off from it. Klazowski, I say as we're still running full out towards the flaps, I believe there's a door very much in need of kicking.
This membrane starts pulsating.
It's a rather gross door.
We can take it two at a time.
I think they are coming. Yes, I'm certain I hear them.
Well, we could just stay here.
This is true.
That is a fucking impossibility.
And I start swinging at the membrane with my pickaxe.
But when there's a door, you need to kick it. And we punches through the door with his mind.
Yeah, not literally. Okay, so I guess to the rest of you, you just like hear some kind of impact, and there's a terrible like snarl sound. And it's like a mix of an earthquake and a creature crying out, but it's coming from behind you, where the breeze was coming from. The membrane withers and then retracts again up against the wall, and the skittering stops for a second.
That would be our cue, gentlemen.
And then starts
Ladies,
again.
please. Ahead.
Boink.
I mosey on through.
Go on. Very good. Goodman Gray follows.
Oh, he's staying behind as a sacrificial pawn. That's okay.
No.
The slope above you
Just doesn't want to outpace you.
is still there, but is like pitching, as if you were on a boat, swaying from side to side. And you can see that the slope, in fact, the walls are beginning to move in on themselves.
Ladies, gentlemen, please.
Can I make a roll of some
Escapez-vous?
kind? Agility, or to see how fast I can get up there?
Yeah, I'm going to make you all roll
Yep.
to get up here. This is versus environment, so this will be finesse.
That's a 10!
Okay.
Ugh. Got a botch, so I got nothing.
Oh no.
I got a 2.
Got a 2.
I technically succeed.
I got 2 twos.
Great. So, Mr. Taggart, you have no problems running up the slope. Everyone, Miss Rail, unfortunately trips and falls onto the floor. Getting a good smack of whatever the heck this liquid is right on her face.
Nice.
The others, you don't fall, but the pitching of the tunnel and the tremors sort of take you off guard, and as you every foot you make up the hill, you kind of slide back down a little bit.
Right, so we've not made it very far.
So Taggart's the only one who's made any sort of progress up the slope so
And I
far.
radio, use your gloves, they are grippy and let mode not slip.
There's a leap and another skitter as one of the crab creatures catches up to you and takes a swipe with its now, these creatures being bigger, massive claws, and goes across. The 3 of you were at the bottom, so you need to make an agility check, just the 3 of you.
Not seeing this either, he says, use your pickaxe as well, it helps a lot. To dig it into the ground to make sure you can get a foothold is fantastic.
I got a 7 and a 10.
7,
so.
10,
5 and 8.
5, 8,
6 and 10.
6 and 10. Okay. So you all managed to duck or sidestep or whatever you so desire to
Squish
do.
my face
Quack.
further into the floor.
Hey, you're already
And you're right
down.
on the ground, so it sweeps over and just hits sort of the side of the wall.
Oh, my guy probably doesn't move. He's just too short.
It pulls it out of the wall and like sort of gives another snarl. You gonna reattempt to climb the slope?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to sort of start like crawl running and then see if I can get back up on my feet.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
So
same roll as before.
Yeah?
It's still finesse,
Okay.
but it will be. I will lower it if you make a different attempt.
Okay. I
Doing
got a
well.
4 and a 2.
4 and 2. And you're crawling.
I was speed crawling.
I have a 7 and a 3.
7 and a 3.
I'm being consistent. I got a 2.
Okay. So you make a little bit more progress up on your hands and knees or belly sliding, however.
Oh, did I have to make another roll or am I
No,
good?
you're good.
I'm swimming.
I don't know if you're just going to keep going up the slope, but you stop
I'm
at
not
this
paying
point.
attention, I'm
Okay.
just going.
Okay. So you're probably out, to be honest, by this point. You manage to make it up to the slope. Start catching up to Taggart.
Given that Goodman Gray sees
same
that
thing.
that Mr. Klazowski
Man,
is struggling here, just like we're all struggling to say his name.
Ted Kaczynski.
Mr. K. Mr. K is struggling. Goodman Gray instead sacrifices his speed up the slope to give him a push on his way.
oh, okay, that's cool. Why don't you make an achieve roll?
Well, not like a push on his way, like a physical push, but just to give him the handhold that he needs.
Oh, I
like
see
he
what
puts
you're
his
saying.
hand back and says, "Let's go."
Okay, then why don't you make an achieve check?
I'm better at that.
Yeah,
yeah.
you're dragging on my
Yes.
hand since I've made it
Yes.
further up the slope.
Yes.
8 and a 9. See, that's
There
what
we
I'm
go.
talking
Yeah,
about.
so
I'm our strength guy.
With the little boost, you manage to get your footing, and you're gunning it now for the top of the slope. So you're not so much gunning it, Rail, as crawling it. And one of the spider creatures crawls up much faster than you can crawl, and takes a stab at your leg. That's 3 damage.
Oh.
Gotcha.
And it has effectively pinned you down in place.
Help!
Scheiße.
Goodman Gray, noticing this,
Radio.
slides his way back down the tunnel as it convulses, and attempts to plant his pickaxe into the leg to break it.
Right. Okay.
Into whose leg?
I thought you meant my leg.
Not your leg to break. I can fix it, don't worry.
Unfortunately, I cannot help. I am already up
Well,
and
if we
outside.
had a
You're
knife,
outside.
we'd cut off your leg and it'd be fine.
Yale's beside himself, standing by the elevator, like, what the hell is going on? And the two of you can see that the mouth of the cave.
Please do not
I
be.
put in quotation
Please do
marks,
not be
sort of
alarmed. I
narrowing.
have answers all the time, and I wave the leg in his face.
What the fuck is that?
Kind of like a bug, but I
As
cannot talk.
A 7, a 5, and a 4.
Okay. So you manage to break off the leg, but it stays in her.
Let's go, shall we?
The creature reels back with an unheard screech. Interesting enough, you hear this screech coming from the bottom of the tunnel.
Never heard anything like that before,
Up we go, Miss Rail.
except for the
You
time
like-
I heard it in the tunnel.
Are you like tossing me over your shoulder? Or?
No, I am not strong enough to do that. I'm thin.
He's giving you a hand as
spidery.
you stand up.
Okay, I'm taking his hand and trying.
Okay, so you make an achieve now.
It needed to be
2.
clarified.
2. Okay.
I'm going to make another agility roll of my own to try and help her since we're
Now
holding
you can
hands.
spend 2 HP to get another die if you need to.
Or-
It's the heroic effort.
Yeah, you could spend the 2 HP to make that an official die.
So you don't have to divine it. 7 and 4.
7 and 4, okay. So you manage to kind of get up. You're kind of limping at this point because you have a spider leg thing
Let's
stuck
go,
in
Miss
you.
Rail.
Basically in
Up
your
we go.
hamstring. And so you kind of have to limp along with her.
Don't
with your
worry, we
brother.
can fix this. Off we go.
And spider creatures start to go up the slope, and then they stop, and they just stay at the bottom as the corridor continues to narrow. And at the end of the tunnel, like where the mouth was, you start to see sort of jagged, like rock protrusions come out,
Oh shit!
the
And I
side.
start hitting them. I with the pickaxe.
and they give you like a spark.
That is not good. I hit him with the back of my pickaxe.
They don't yield, and they continue to come in. There's 4, one on each corner.
Get through, Mr. Taggart. Everybody else, quick movements.
Shove my pickaxe in as a way to keep it open, kind of like a jack.
They stop for a second, but the shaft's starting to splinter.
Please move faster. I cannot do this more. This is the only one I have.
Obviously, you've gotten out of the mouth at this point if you want to. Yeah.
You have yours on you.
This?
Yeah, he's gotten
Okay.
out. Yeah.
Alright, we're hobbling. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Let's hobble.
6 and a 2.
Okay.
And I'm a 0 and a 2.
Okay, so you managed to make it out. You kind of have to like Superman dive at the end to get
Off we
past
go.
the narrow
And
protrusions.
squeeze.
And as the shaft breaks, the teeth make contact with each other,
Ouch! That was my toe.
My,
Ow,
pick-
ow, ow.
my
Ow, ow.
pickaxe.
and the sides of the tunnel sort of flap over it for a second, and it gives out a disgusting sort of smell as the flaps again open again. If you had to guess, something just burped.
Oh, flatulated.
That is where my pickaxe.
I'm gonna grab the leg that is currently still in my leg
Yeah.
and rip it out.
Okay. And now you're bleeding.
Excellent.
Knew it.
You're
Okay,
a doctor, right?
I am not a doctor, actually, but I do know some basic first aid, and of course I can heal you if you would like.
I believe this might be a good idea.
Would you like me to heal you?
Sure.
I do not have any duct tape.
Give me your hand then, please. And
Yeah.
grips her hand, and you feel a wave of pain go through you, an agony like you've never experienced before. But it's gone in an instant, and you're completely healed.
Yep. You erase all that injury.
Okay.
Creepy.
Thank you.
Does it look like anything to us?
And
It
as
just heals?
yeah,
Okay.
the hole is gone. Everything. The rock protrusions retract back into this opening, and the opening begins to sink out of view. And for a moment, you catch a couple of like spikes, like you might find on the back of an alligator or something like that, before the mass disappears into the darkness of the cavern below.
And we're left with just blank rock
That was like the
A
cave.
gaping hole into this
into an empty space.
huge cavern.
And
That
the
was
breeze
like-
is gone.
That was like the Cave of Wonders from Aladdin.
Oh, which one? The 1950 or 1970?
I don't. The one with Prince Ali, a fabulous Ali above.
Yale has been standing by the elevator this whole time and has stared at both, like, you touching her, him being her being healed, the thing the cave disappearing, basically. And he's just wide eyed, like, what the bloke is going on here? This is like some Countess of the Third Kind bullshit.
Oh, Mr. Yale, I suggest that for the sake of collecting your next paycheck, you simply forget everything that you've seen today. It probably wasn't anything. Sadly, there was a cave-in, and the lives of all the other miners lost. But life does go on. How is your leg, Miss Rail?
Much better, thank you.
Oh, excellent.
He sort of silently sort of beckons you to get back in the elevator and just kind of holds on to the lever as if it's the only sane thing he knows anymore.
So completely
With, like,
ignoring
both
Mr.
hands.
Yale as he does that, Mr. Gray turns to the others. Seems like there was some sort of living creature here.
There
I
is
wonder
a-
if those little skittering things are like
possibility.
defense mechanisms.
There's an entire possibility that on the way back up, something just comes back, and we're just gonna bite it. It's not gonna do well.
Something to
Sorry,
do with
I-
antibodies?
Said what?
I'm gonna hand you the leg that was in my leg. So now you have two.
This
Fucking
is the
legs.
second best day of my life.
Wow.
And he looks around at like the faces. That was another joke.
Can we go now?
Are we not already?
And he brings the elevator up. And 20 minutes later, you're up at the top. He opens the hatch with such fervor and jumps onto the ground. It's like, oh my god, ground. Okay. Oh, all right, this way. And he just kind of just forgets about you guys and starts running back towards the exit out of here.
So I worked it out. There was kind of like white blood cells or something potentially in there.
I think you might be right. T cells, perhaps? Hunter killers?
Certainly a defense mechanism, which is unusual. And as you turn the corner, coming back to the entrance, in front of you is a man armed head to toe in full body armor, face covered, and
Brotherhood,
some sort of
Steeler, Enclave.
some sort of gun is in his hand, but it looks very odd. The colors are on the barrel is really, really long, and it's very slender. It doesn't look like it has any place for cartridges to go into. Congratulations, team. It seems that you were unsuccessful in gathering the miners, but now we at least know where the creature resides. Well done.
Do you need any extra help? And I hold up the legs that I collected. These are samples of whatever that was. If you could not gather any and then before.
Perfect. Specimen samples. And he opens a duffel bag on his shoulder and motions to it.
Should I have held this in my bare hands?
Probably not.
Good thing I was wearing gloves and I put them in my. I put them in the bag.
And he motions up to the entrance. Comes this way.
Certainly. And if any of your men should need any assistance afterwards, any injuries taken, I will be happy to assist.
That probably won't be necessary.
Oh well.
The tour is very serious about our containment units. No outside contractors.
Very well. Best of luck.
And as he brings you back up to the entrance, you can see a couple of guys like him standing around the site. There is some sort of VTOL craft, not a helicopter, stationed near the office where Frendel was, and you can see a dazed man in a suit kind of like being led by the hand onto this craft. In his hand,
just look here, sir.
In his hand, you can see a big envelope. One of those long ones you might put a check into, something like that. And he kind of is going back and forth between looking around and shrugging, and he's led onto this craft, and the doors slide closed, and it silently takes off and disappears into the air.
Yeah.
And you can see Mr. Gale, who had run ahead of you, has been taken by the arms by two of these armored men, and is being led to a similar craft.
The stories those would tell if they could talk.
There are only so many warnings about digging deep in this region that we can give fools like Mr. Frendel before more extreme measures have to be taken. We'll take it from here, gentlemen, ma'am, and you'll see your bank rolls will compensate you for keeping this quiet.
But of course, till next time.
And again, without any sensation of travel or any sort of feeling, you're back wherever it was you call home before the contract began.
Excellent.
And that's it for tonight. Thank you very much.
Good evening, dear listeners. This is S.I.R. That is S.I.R. I trust you enjoyed tonight's entertainment. This episode's cast is as follows. Christopher Keefer as Goodman Gray. Hannah Dawson as Marquise Real. Richard Jellison as Gil Taggart. Kirk Dawson as Vaslov Klazovsky. Tonight, our storyteller was Nathaniel Keefer. Until next time, in transmission.